Hare Krishna. Today we are going to read one shloka from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, 23rd chapter, titled as Devahuti's Lamentation. In the previous shlokas of this chapter, we learned how Kardama Muni was pleased with the seva of Devahuti, blessed her, and at that time Devahuti asked from Kardama Muni that you please give me a nice house to stay and a son. So Kardama Muni, to please his wife, because she had done a lot of austerity and tapasya, and even didn't care for her own body, Kardama Muni blessed her, and with his yogic power, he produced a wonderful palace. Now, this palace was a flying castle which was decorated with all sorts of jewelry, diamonds, stones, very precious stones were part of the pillar of this palace. The floor itself was studded with stones. It had all the equipments, paraphernalias, furnitures, beautiful gardens, wonderful flowers in the gardens, beautiful birds in the garden, and everything was aristocratic, very opulent. And Kardama Muni himself was surprised that he could produce such a palace because of his yogic siddhi. And seeing this palace, Kardama Muni was surprised. However, when he saw Devahuti had different expressions on her face. Devahuti was really astonished, as well as she was not happy with this whole palace, because her body was not in proper situation to enjoy the facilities, because she was emaciated, very weak, because she did lot of tapasya, austerity. So the description of this is mentioned here. We'll read the shloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Vidraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. So here the shloka describes about the status of Devahuti. Idragraham tata pashyatim nati pritena chetasa sarvabhuta shaya bhigna pravochat dardam swayam. Pravochat kardama swayam. Translation. When Kardama Muni saw Devahuti looking at the gigantic opulent palace with a displeased heart, Devahuti was looking, but she was not excited, not happy. Kardama Muni could understand her feelings because he could study the heart of anyone. So the sages can understand the heart of the people. It's called mind reading. People know nowadays mind reading, but once you progress in the path of bhakti, then Krishna gives you ability to read others' mind also. You can understand what's going on. So Kardama Muni, because of his power, he could understand what was going in the mind of Devahuti. So then Kardama Muni addressed to his wife, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Devahuti had spent a long time in the hermitage and she did not take care of her own body. So this body is meant for seva, not for bhoga. This body is for the tyaga. And Devahuti used her body for seva. She did not care for her own body. Her body was covered with the dirt and her clothing was not very nice. Kardama Muni was surprised that he could produce such a palace. And similarly, his wife Devahuti was also astonished. How could she live in the opulent palace? How Kardama Muni now understood her astonishment and he spoke to his wife. So now Kardama Muni is blessing his wife because she was very emaciated, she was very weak, she did not care for her body. So now Kardama Muni is going to give the blessing so that she can revive her weak body. So in the next shloka it is mentioned, Nimajyasmin rade bhiru vimanam idam aruha idam shukla kritam tirtham ashisham yapakam ranam. Kardama Muni said, my dear Devahuti, you look very much afraid. First, you bathe in the lake Bindu Sarovar, created by Lord Vishnu himself, which can grant all the desires of human being, and then mount this plane. So Kardama Muni requested his wife that this plane, which is nothing but the flying castle, but before that you take a shower in the holy lake Bindu Sarovar. This Bindu Sarovar, we talked about this before also. This was created by Lord Vishnu. When Kardama Muni was doing extreme tapasya to please Lord Vishnu, then Lord Vishnu was pleased. And seeing Kardama Muni doing tapasya, drops came from the eyes of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu started crying actually because the tapasya of Kardama Muni was very severe. So out of love, the tears flew from the eyes of Lord Vishnu, and those tears, they formed a lake which is called Bindu Sarovar. It is still there in place in Gujarat. It's called Siddhapura. So Kardama Muni requested his wife that now, before entering into this palace castle, you please take shower into this lake, Bindu Sarovar, which was created by Lord Vishnu himself. And then this lake had a blessing. What? That it can grant all the desires of human being. So that was the strength of that lake water. So Prabhupada explains about this shloka. It is still the system to go to the place of pilgrimage and take bath in the holy water there. In Vrindavan, people take bath in the Yamuna river. In other places such as Prayag, people take bath in Ganga. The words Tirtham Ashisham Yapakam refers to fulfillment of desires by bathing in the place of pilgrimage. Kardama Muni advised his good wife to bathe in the lake Bindu Sarovar so that she could revive the former beauty and luster of her body. So with the blessing of Kardama Muni, his wife took shower in the Bindu Sarovar and her body was revived because of the holy water. So Prabhupada is explaining that people take bath in the holy rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, so that they can revive their body, physical existence. Further, it says, Satad Bharatu Samadaya Vacha Kuvalekshana Sarjan Bibhrati Vaso Venim Bhutamsham Murdhajan. The The lotus-eyed Devahuti accepted the order of her husband. Because of her dirty dress and the locks of matted hair on her head, she did not look very attractive. So Devahuti did not care for her body while she was doing tapasya, while she was serving Kardama Muni. So Devahuti listened to her husband and she went and took the shower. Prabhupada appears explaining that it appears that Devahutis had remained uncombed for many years and had become complicated in tangles. In other words, she neglected her bodily dress and comforts to engage in the service of her husband. So when a devotee is desiring to serve Lord, he doesn't care much for his own bodily comforts. And her hair, she didn't care to comb her hair even, and she was serving. So in this way, Devahuti served Kardama Muni, and Kardama Muni wanted to revive her physical body because the palace was there, all the facilities were there, but her body was not comfortable for enjoyment. So that physical well-being revival was granted to Devahuti by Kardama Muni, and Kardama Muni requested her to take a shower in the Bindu Sarovar. So we'll pause here and we continue study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Antara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.